Hi everyone, Jason here about a new campaign that I am launching for 2021. I think it's fair to say in 2020, what became very apparent, the strain that is put on all of the magnificent people within the NHS. Of course, we all stood, didn't we, on our doorsteps every Thursday night, giving them a massive round of applause. That was not just people in the NHS, that was all key workers, because they were the ones that were really in the front line of the pandemic. But the campaign is this: ask not what the NHS can do for you, but what can you do for the NHS? And I genuinely now think we need to start having this conversation. Look, if you're wearing a mask as a way to protect other people and you got so angry with people not because you didn't want anybody to burden the NHS, and a lot of people did that. There was a lot of what I called invasion of the COVID snatchers, when the minute they saw somebody not following the rules, they did a bit of that. If you're one of those people, well then surely, if we genuinely want to help the people at the NHS, stop turning up at their door. We can't guarantee that we won't turn up at the door, but can you imagine if even we reduced it by 20% because we took some personal responsibility? Can you imagine the impact that would genuinely have on the NHS? The World Health Organization say that 85% of all lifestyle diseases are caused by what we do. 15% is hereditary. Now, I know that often disease is indiscriminate. I know that some people that are healthy, we saw a 26-year-old in a marathon, London Marathon, a few years ago, fit as a fiddle, bam, he died running the marathon. We know that cancer is indiscriminate. We know that heart disease can sometimes be indiscriminate. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about fat shaming. I'm not talking about disease shaming or lifestyle shaming. What I am talking about is this: if you are significantly overweight or obese, there is no question on the planet that you then have underlying metabolic health conditions, and you are way more likely to get heart disease, you're way more likely to get cancer, the big killers. These are just facts. This isn't fat shaming. And I understand addiction plays a huge part. Addiction transcends logic and intelligence. And whether it's food addiction, alcohol addiction, or cigarette addiction, it's like being in quicksand. So you don't want to become part of the state the friggin' obvious brigade either. You don't want to start telling somebody who smokes, oh, it can cause cancer. Do you think somebody's going to be halfway through a cigarette and go, oh, I had no idea, and put it out? I used to smoke 20, 40 cigarettes a day. And I knew what it was doing to me, but it transcends logic and intelligence. I just couldn't stop. I didn't know why. And so I understand that for some people, it's more of a struggle than others. I get it. I'm talking about if you are able to, you personally, ask yourself the question: are there ways? Do we start seeking a way? If that is you and you've struggled, is there a way to get out of that addiction? By the way, we give loads of free retreats away to keyline workers. But when they came on the retreat, the NHS workers, what was interesting was they said, do you know what, Jace? I've been with the NHS for 25 years, one woman in particular. It was at the time the beds were running out at the end of 2020. And she said, do you know what? It's no different to any other year. Beds run out every other year as well. We are strained every single year. I told her about the campaign. She went, Jace, listen, please do the campaign. Please get it to as many people as you can. Try and make it so that actually the majority of people have a level of personal responsibility. Look, I was massively overweight. I was covered in skin disease. I had severe asthma, severe eczema, severe hay fever. I was a heavy drinker. I was a heavy smoker. And now they want to put me on statins and medical drugs and this, that, and the other, just because I've reached an age without even checking me out. There's now a pill for every ill and an ill for every pill. On the documentary Super Juice Me that I did, there was a guy that turned up who had a suitcase full of medical drugs. This is not normal. He is not doing what he can to save the NHS. Roger, who was one of the people on Super Juice Me, he had sleep apnea, he was taking tons of drugs, he had lupus. He hasn't taken a medical drug since. We filmed that documentary 7 years ago. By his own recollection, he claims that he saved the NHS, and I believe something like £100,000 just on that one thing. But can you imagine if we all did it, if we all played a part? Can you imagine how much more time, space, money, and energy and care it would free for those people to be able to look after the people that genuinely need it? The 15% that can't do anything about it. Look, short-term medical intervention, absolutely necessary at times. Long-term medical intervention at times is, of course, absolutely necessary. I'm talking about lifestyle disease that the majority of us have a degree of control over. Listen, if you get 10 portions of fruits and vegetables inside your body every single day, 10 portions, so you can either juice them, you can blend them, you can have them in a salad, you can do this, but 10 portions of all different colors, fruits and vegetables, then all of a sudden your odds of getting things like cancer and heart disease and everything else, it's over 70%. It's insane. Can you imagine if you made a declaration as part of this, ask not what the NHS can do for you, but what you can do for the NHS, and you said, even if the rest of the day goes to crap, I'm going to wake up, I'm just going to have my 10 portions, because not many people can eat 10 portions, But can you drink it? Most people can. Can you blend it? Most people can. Can you put it in a juicer? Most people can. Can you have that throughout the day? These have antioxidants contained within them. These are nature's pills, if you will. You know, pill versus plant. Who's going to win? I'm not talking about never having a drink again. I'm not talking about not going to a party again. I'm not talking about becoming just eat nothing but raw food. We are human. What I'm saying is, even if you only change stuff by 20 or 30%, we all have a level of responsibility. So ask not what the NHS can do for you, but what can you do for the NHS? It's a very simple process. It means you eat well, you drink well, you move well, and you think well. That's it. You do those things, because thinking plays a part. Mental health is a big issue, especially last year as well. And so we need to do what we can. We all have it within our power. When you say, well, why don't they do something? You are they. My mum taught me this years ago. But I said, well, why don't they invent this? Or why don't they do that? Well, how come they haven't done this yet? You are they. So we all have a responsibility to do something to take care of ourselves. So if you find it hard to stop smoking, I get it. But try and find a methodology that works so you can free yourself of that and then help free the burden on the NHS. If you're struggling on diet and overweight, again, you try and find a system that works for you, whatever it is. It might not be juicing. I don't care what it is. You just search for what it is that works for you. And again, you ask yourself consistently, ask not what the NHS can do for me, but what I can do for the NHS. That will have a way more of an impact compared to standing on your doorstep and just clapping. All very noble, but actually made you look good. What? And then you just went into your house and sat down, started eating Doritos again? That's not going to help the NHS. So I finished by asking you to share this video with as many people as you possibly can. Because the more people ask themselves that searching question, ask not what the NHS can do for you, but what can you do for the NHS, the more chance that the NHS can actually do something for the people that genuinely need it.